if y'all remember, this game presents you with, I think, 9 individuals. And each turn, you have to decide which one dies at the end of the day. And you're working with very limited information, and only a little bit of information that is visual to understand how they're moving around in their containment, in their containers. So, let's get into it. Welcome back. We trust you are comfortable and ready to perform your duties once again. For this experiment, the 8 subjects have been selected from our top security wing, Tartarus. Instead of choosing a subject to be executed each day, you will choose who will be released. Only the last remaining subject will be executed. Oh, okay, so we're flipping the script. We're deciding who we're going to release back into society and what horrors they have wrought and will possibly wreak upon society again. Uh-oh. Igor! Hello, hi. Yeah, let's get into it. This is, so now we're not just deciding the fate of an individual, we're deciding the fate of the society that we're putting them back into. That adds some serious gravity right off the bat. Once again, you can focus on those still remaining or read all of the new information given to you each day. Despite the type of subjects who are a part of this experiment, we expect you to remain impartial. How? Once the experiment is over, you will forget about everything you have seen. I didn't forget last time. We are monitoring which subjects you decide to execute. We expect you to deliver a satisfactory result. Oh no. Okay, day 1, here we go. This is it. We're in. Okay. We have Elena Valya, Jaden Thabo, Lior Bora, Maja Arazim, Quinn Dahl, Kirill Ognian, Kim Vin, Zavi Shimwala, and we can observe them. And if we observe them, status, worried. That's new. We didn't get a status before. They're not moving a whole lot, are they? They didn't move a whole lot previously either. Okay. This top corner person, they're not moving much at all. Wait for it. Yeah, they're just kind of sitting in the corner not doing anything. Oh, there is someone up in that top corner there. In the worried. So, is that person specifically worried? Or is this the general consensus of the group? Probably just them, I think. That's your status. That's all of our status. Oh, we live in some worrying... anyways. Alright, select a subject. Elena Valya, female, 45, Estonian, 5'9", 110 pounds. Birthday, December 30th. Blood type, O negative. Occupation, counselor. Crimes, serial killing. We don't get any new information on them until tomorrow. Jaden Thabo. Male, 52. Check. 6 foot 4 inches, 182 pounds. February 19th is when they were born. Their blood type A. They are a government official. Crimes, dictatorship. I mean, it's a crime. It's a pretty big crime. But are they actually a dictator, or is that the consensus of those around them? I mean, is that even something that's subject to opinion? Lior Bora, non-binary. Age 39, Israeli. 5 foot 11 inches, 122 pounds. Birthday, August 11th. Blood type AB negative. Occupation, janitor. Crimes, computer hacking. Is that their only crime, or was there more attached to it? That's the question. There's so much more. There's so much more behind just these initial profiles. Maja Arazem, female, 43, Swedish, 5 foot 8 inches, 101 pounds. Birthday, June 3rd. Blood type B positive. Occupation, waiter. Crimes, terrorism. You know what? I think we need a little bit of mood music to go with this. I think we need something a little uncomfortable. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I think that hits the mood right. Okay. Quinn Dahl, non-binary. Age 62, Norwegian, 6 foot 5, 175 pounds. April 6th is their birthday, their blood type A. They're surgeon, and their crime is torture. Luciferus, hello. Just cleaning out some bank accounts by hacking them. Yeah, why, maybe, quite possibly. Yup. Kirill Ognian, male, 74, Bulgarian. 6 foot 1, 244 pounds. Birthday is November 1st. They are O positive. They are the chief of police, and their crimes are corruption. Kim Vinh, female, 26, Vietnamese. 5 foot 6 inches, 108 pounds. September 9th. Blood type AB positive. Occupation, none. Crimes, child murder. And finally, Xavi Chimwala. Male, 36, Spanish. 5 foot 10 inches. 135 pounds, born March 22nd. Blood type B negative. They're a social worker and their crime is theft. But theft of what? Okay, so we now have the most basic profile of each of these people. We don't know the details of their crime. We don't know the causes of the crime. We don't have their statements. We don't know anything more. And now we have to decide which one of these people goes free. Theft does seem a lot lighter, doesn't it? It does seem a lot lighter than some of the other stuff. Meanwhile, there's Kim Vinh here, who is a child murderer without an occupation. And we have Maja Arazem, who was a waiter and is accused of terrorism. And let's not forget Elena Valea, who is a counselor. And their crime is they have O negative blood. Sorry, I mean serial killing. Now we have to decide which one we're going to release back into society. Do I release the dictator? Do I just go hard from the very beginning and be like, you know what? Yeah, we captured this awful dictator. We locked him up. We put him in custody. We have freed the nation from their tyranny, and we're gonna let him go. Should we just do that? Should we start at the top and work our way down? How are we gonna justify our actions? I wonder. Because I'm supposed to be impartial. I'm supposed to be objective about this. But the imagination runs wild. So we have Lior Bora, who's a janitor, and their crime is computer hacking. What did they hack? Is it like Blue said? Is it just they cleared a few bank accounts and made a little bit of money for themselves? Well, wouldn't that be a bigger crime? Is this the biggest crime that they've committed, or is this just what we captured them on? Who's the oldest? Sam Hot Damn. You're asking who the oldest person is. I believe that would be Kirill Ognian, who is 74 years old, Bulgarian, and they are the chief of police, and their crimes were corruption. Do you want to release Kirill Ognian back into society? just because they're the oldest? We have to make a choice. I have to choose someone, and I'm leaning towards... I don't know, I'm leaning towards Lior Bora. Or going full tilt the dictator. Was it, no, this is the chief of police. Jaden, I think, was the dictator? Yeah. We can just go full tilt. I'm curious to know. Let's fuck it. Let's let go. No, that doesn't jive with my code. But this game fucks with my code, and I'm scared of that happening. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna release Lior Bora, the computer hacker. Can we... Yeah, we get to choose who to release now. Lior Bora. Let's do it. Let's let this person back into society, and hopefully they won't cause World War III with their ability to whistle into a phone and cause nukes to go off. Right? Huh. Okay. Let's do it. This action cannot be undone. Yep, I know. I know. My actions have consequences. I get it. Dragoon, hi, hello. It's good to see you. So we have to act on minimal information variable. Yeah, we could release the ones with the least serious crimes, but we don't know the full extent of what happened with all of them. Okay, let's see if we learned a little bit more about Lior Bora. So, they're the janitor who's a good computer hacker. We now know that Lior hacked into a hospital server and injected a ransomware virus into various systems, including those managing life support. They demanded a payment of roughly $2 million for the release of the hospital systems. That's who we just let go back into society. That's who we just let free. So... didn't that, yes. So, that's happened multiple times. I don't know how many times it's happened now, but ransomware is one of the bigger threats that cybersecurity experts face on a daily basis, near daily basis. So, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty frequent. All right. Well, even if it's not, you know, smart technology like Internet of Things, anything that's connected to a network in any capacity has vulnerabilities because it is connected to a greater facility. And there's always a way in. There's always a way in. Hacking is... It's basically an unfathomable medium anymore. Like, you can do anything. You don't even need to be connected to a network in most circumstances. You can hack things remotely if they have the ability to receive a wireless signal, which is, again, most things. Even if they're not connected to a network. Okay, so that was Lior Bora, who we have now released into society. Alright, we do have more profile information on each of these individuals, though, and we get to decide with a little bit more information. Okay. Next in line. Let's go down the list again. So this is Ellen Ovelia, the counselor and the serial killer, with O negative blood. Elena killed several people over a period of 2 years by deliberately causing roadside accidents in order to view pileups and destroyed vehicles in person. She sees them as a beautiful thing that she wishes to experience. That's a thing you could do? Yeah? What? She sees the artistry in vehicular manslaughter. Oh yeah, there is no right answer. We can only make our best informed decisions, and I'm choosing to take these in on a personal level. I am choosing to lose myself into the situation of the game, what it is presenting to me. I am playing in the reality that it is giving me. And I'm trying to play it to how I would respond objectively if given this information, which is unfortunately a little enlightening to myself sometimes, but I can only do the best with the information at hand. Alright. We have Jaden Thabo, the government official who's accused of dictatorship. Jaden took control of a small settlement away from normal civilization. He used his wealth to invite people online to be flown over and trapped on the island, where he was seen as a god to his followers. Oh, so basically the situation down in, like, the Caribbean, where there's a whole bunch of, like, right-wing militia groups forming. Yeah, it has been since, like, the 80s. It's fine. It's cool. He's not a cult leader. He was holding them there hostilely and subjecting them to, what's it called? It was mentioned earlier in chat. Stockholm Syndrome. At least that's the picture that I'm painting of this. I guess that's dictatorship. I guess that makes them a government official in a weird roundabout sort of way. All right, let's go back to Maja Arazem. Swedish female, B+. They're a waiter and they're accused of terrorism. Maja used her job as a cover to lead an organized terrorist attack on a small city. The plan was to destroy a bridge that connected to a town which she claimed to be her and her team's rightful property. Is this related to another person that's on this list? Maybe the one we just read before, maybe Thabo. Because that was a thing that happened in the previous session. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, let's... Quinn Dahl. The surgeon who is, tortures people. Quinn held events where a selected number of people could view them committing torture over a live stream. The amount of money that was donated determined what type of torture a specific person would receive. Fuck. A little bit of Red Room on Twitch. Twitch-based Red Room. Oh no. Ooh. But what if they did it to people who deserved it? All right. Kirill Ognian, chief of police accused of corruption. Over his 40-year career, he took many bribes, had people killed to protect his position, and stole from evidence lockers. He covered it up by making his subordinates under him take the blame, leading to several of them being arrested. Yeah, you're right. Who deserves torture? That is a very valid question. Would you subject Hitler to torture? Would you subject his senior leadership to torture? In some ways, they were post. Oh shoot! I don't even remember the freaking court that was held, man. Man, okay, I'm a better history buff than this, but good lord, I do not remember. And yeah, that's my answer as well, Sam. I wouldn't, but execution would be fully deserved. The Nuremberg trials. Thank you very much, Dusk. Yeah. So, there's a story of a hangman during the Nuremberg trials who was completely incompetent in everything he'd ever done in his military career. and he was tasked with designing the not stockades, but basically the device that would hang them. And a significant, if not all, of the people who are subjected to hangings via this thing didn't die instantly with their neck being... Gallows, yes, thank you. Words are hard! Thank you. But yeah, he designed them very poorly, and it was never really determined whether it was intentional or just more incompetence, because this guy had a very incompetent career. And I don't know, there's a very... I found it a little humorous, very dark humor, though. Gallows humor. But yeah, there's a thing about that. I'll see if I can find that story, and I'll share it in Discord later, if anybody's interested. Anyways, okay, so this chief of police took bribes and had people killed to protect his position, and led to several of his subordinate officers being arrested for his actions. Gotcha. Kim Vinh, 26-year-old female who has no occupation, is accused of child murder. Can feel even the vilest person deserves a clean death rather than a torturous one, otherwise they're not really any better off than them. Though, of course, this comes off as a perspective who could never be found in a place to make that call. Yeah. That's the rough part. Because if I really self-examine, if I really, really look into myself, and I knew of and could see the results of the torture that such individuals imposed upon others, there is a part of me that would want to impose that upon them as well. There is. It's a small part of me. One I would never indulge, one I would hope to never be put in the position of entertaining. But it's there, it exists. And it would just be purely up to my self-discipline to not indulge in something like that. Hi, Randraka. I'm having existential crises right now. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Welcome. But yeah. All right, let's find out more about this this child murderer. Over a period of 2 weeks, Kim killed several children. Claiming innocence, she attempted to pin her crimes on an organization she could not name. Even today, she refuses the responsibility of her actions. So how do we know she did it? What evidence do we have against her? Alright. Xavi Chimwala, 36-year-old Spanish male, social worker accused of theft. Xavi used his position as a social worker to ensure children requiring medication was adopted. He would then utilize his job of checking up on the children to steal medical supplies from the family's homes and sell them off on the black market. Very roundabout way to go do it. Very roundabout way to go do it. Very weird. Okay. Okay, we now have... Whoops, let's see if we can go back out. Alright, we now have 7 people in front of us. 7 people, and we get to decide which one of them returns to society. Status depressed. What was Kim again? We'll check on Kim again. Kim Vaughn, I believe, was... You know, I'll have to check again. I don't remember off the top of my head. Remember, there is a person behind status depressed. There is someone in that... See, there they are. Alright, and the one in the top right corner there, the one who I noted previously was not moving hardly at all, that was apparently the one we killed. Or not killed, but released back into society. Sorry, I keep getting it flipped here. Previously, it was who we decide dies. Now we are deciding who returns to society, and the last remaining person is the one who dies. Kim killed kids? I think that is correct. Yes, Kim was the child murderer. Who do we want to release back into society? Xavi, the social worker accused of theft of medical supplies? On the surface level, it's definitely not that severe, especially compared to a serial killer who throws people into the road to watch cars pile up. And definitely less severe than someone who's been accused of running a dictatorship or a potentially militia group on an island. Or the waiter who committed terrorism and used their job to... Okay, here's the thing. Details of the crimes. Maja, their plan was to destroy a bridge that connected a town to which she claimed to be her and her team's rightful property. They didn't do any... At least doesn't say that they did anything. Either that or maybe they attempted it and it went wrong. We don't know. Yeah, there might have been people on the bridge. That is correct, Rodechi. We do not know. C variable, that's kind of where I'm at as well. But there's always a darker twist that fucks with me later. And somehow the game's gonna turn around on us and be like, no, Kim was actually really cool for killing these children, and here is ABC reasons why the world is a better place because they killed these children. And you're like, what? But yeah. 40-year chief of police. Surgeon who tortures people on Twitch for money. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work off the information given to me again, which is that Zavi Chimwala is probably the most worthy of returning to society. And now we get to experience emotional devastation. You'd release the least powerful? The one with the least amount of influence? My goodness, it takes a while to load them out of here, doesn't it? But at least we're not vacuum cleaning them to death like we were the last group. My god. Okay. Yeah, the first time we played it, whenever we chose someone who would die, it would play a vacuum cleaner sound. It was quite traumatic. Okay, let's find out a little bit more about Zavi. Now that we've decided to give them another chance in the world, let's see what horrible decision that was. Confession. It was easy money. Most of the stuff wasn't even that important, and if it was, I'm sure they could get more of it. Dr. Stripe, I see you throwing them bones. I experienced what it's like to be a dog at the... Oh, to be scared of the vacuum cleaner? Yes. Because in this circumstance, vacuum cleaners were actually killing people. I'm sure that they could get more of it. I'm sure that the families were rich enough for me to take from. So what does it matter? Alright. I'm not completely, devastated by that decision so far. But we'll find out. Alright, let's find a little bit more about our computer hacker friend, who's also now out in the world again. Confession. Honestly, it's more than easy to make a virus like I did. Even if you can't code, you can find plenty of tools online. I'm surprised more people don't do it. Then again, I guess that's because most people are held back by their so-called morals. Okay, alright. Okay, alright, yep. Back down the list we go! Let's decide who gets to be released into society again next. Alright, how about the counselor who likes to throw people in front of cars? Confession. Each of them deserved it anyway, because they didn't give me the exact thrill I was looking for. Hopefully at some point I will be able to see the perfect crash with my own eyes. As I see it, it's best that they are gone from this world. Some cold blood. That is some cold blood murder right there. We're getting dances. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Jaden. Here we go. Alright, here's the government official who's accused of dictatorship and running a small militia on a secluded area. He used his wealth to invite people online to be flown over and trapped on an island where they were seen as a god to his followers. My vision for this world is now ruined. While only a tiny landmass, my message was beginning to be spread to the worthy. You can never understand what it's like to have your birthright stripped away from under you. I guess not. I guess not. Alright, Maja. Maja is the 43-year-old Swedish female who was a waitress and accused of terrorism. They were going to destroy a bridge that connected to a town which she claimed to be hers and her team's rightful property. I was trying to place those who deserve to be in charge back where they belong. Not to mention that we also went to great care to make sure no one was killed in our attack. Even if you keep me in here, my cause will live on forever. I know she's not Irish, but that is actually kind of giving me Irish Republican Army vibes. In a way. Yeah, who puts who in control? Alright, here's the surgeon who tortured people on a red room. My line of work requires a certain fine-tuning that most who are not accustomed to. That is fine. I am the only one who can see its true beauty, and if that is the case, then why should I not profit from my artwork? Alright, a surgeon who tortures people and sees it as art. Great, great, great. Super love it. Hate it. Alright, here's the chief of police who's accused of corruption. Their excuse is, there isn't much I really can say at this point to improve my odds, is there? It's all true, every part of it, down to the last detail. I took bribes, killed off competition, and prevented anyone from finding out, all to stay in power. Yeah, but why? Why did you cling so desperately to this position? Alright. Here's the child murderer. I'm telling you the truth! Please! They forced me to do all of it. They locked me up somewhere and they forced me each day to choose on some computer system who lives and who dies. I couldn't do anything about it. Hey! That's a little familiar! Were they me? Or were they just someone who's part of this greater thing that we're a part of? Because I don't think I ever had... I had one child who was a little shit. Who we killed. But just one. Not several children. But this is very much so... in line with what we're doing. Oh, it's getting a little meta in here. It's getting a little meta in here. Alright, which one deserves to be released back into society? I am thinking either Maja or Kim. See? You see? Somehow, I have already flipped. I have already gone, the child murderer should be free. Why? Why should the child murderer be free? Because they didn't have a choice? Because they were a subject to a brutal form of... They were abducted, essentially, and made to do these actions? But do we know? At this point, Sam, you've flipped as well. You want to see the police officer released. Because, yeah. What were they protecting? To be fair, we don't know. You're right. You're right. We don't know the best. The best we can do is, again, in my shoes, where I am right now, where I am absorbing this information and reacting to the information that is given to me. I am trying to make the most informed decision I can, minimizing the consequence. But the thing is I also know, meta-wise, that the game is going to always flip that on my head. So now, knowing that the game's going to flip it on my head, I could release Kirill Ognian and say, yeah, they were probably corrupt. Yeah, they did a bunch of things that were corrupt. But I suspect they were protecting something because that's just the way this game works, right? And we release him back into society. And then we're going to find out that, no, they really were a horrible piece of shit. And they deserve to die. And at the end of this, only one of these people gets to die. Everyone else, we're going to release into society. So, the serial killer who believes that her victims deserve to die by throwing them in front of vehicles. That was art to her. And then Quinn Dahl, who was a surgeon who tortured people, and that was art to Quinn. I wonder if these two are related somehow. I wonder if these two cases have something in common, some strings attached. You're right. You're right. This game is all about messing with me as the player. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna release the child murderer. Somehow, the child murderer is now not the bad person in my mind. How did this happen? How did this happen to me? Yeah, and there's two art folks, and one of them is still going to get released. There's no right answer to any of these, is also part of the equation that goes into this. There can't possibly be a right answer. Even if we were given all the information up front and we had to decide in the same manner as we are deciding now, there still wouldn't be a right answer. There may be, at best, a least wrong answer. Okay. Let's find out a little bit more about Kim Vinh, who murdered children. And somehow, to me, that makes him not a terrible person now. Alright. Statistics. Number of reported casualties, 13 people. Number of civilians injured, 0 people. Overall monetary damage, $0. Sentenced to 25 years in prison. So they murdered 13 children. And they were only sentenced to 25 years in prison. None of them were civilians? I guess they weren't injured. Okay, maybe that's the distinction. 13 people they killed, but only 25 years. Why? Why? Okay. Let's find out a little bit more about Lior Bora, huh? The computer hacker and person we've already released into society again. Who doesn't believe in morals. Number of reported casualties, 21 people. Number of civilians injured, 45 people. Overall monetary damages, $5,600,000. Sentenced to 32 years in prison. Okay. Yep, they are someone who probably should have died. They're probably someone who should have died. Now, Zavi Chimwala, our social worker accused of theft. We now have a little bit more statistics. Number of reported casualties, 4 people were victim to them. Number of civilians injured, 17 people suffered injuries because of their actions. Overall monetary damages, $2,100,000. Sentenced to 14 years in prison. 4 people died. 17 people were injured. 14 years? These numbers, they don't make sense. And yeah, this hacker person is immediately worse than the child murderer, right? Okay, down the list we go. Back to the counselor who serial killed people by throwing them in traffic. 14 people died. 5 people were injured. $640,000 in damage completed, that. 20 years in prison. Jaden Thabo, the government official who's accused of dictatorship. They think themselves a god. Number of reported casualties, 2 people. Number of civilians injured, 13 people. Overall monetary damage, $20,000. Sentenced to 8 years in prison. 2 people died, 13 people injured. 8 years in prison. Maja Arizim, 43-year-old female, waitress, accused of terrorism. 0 people dead. 288 people injured. $1.2 million in damage. 24 years in prison. For attempting to or successfully blowing up a bridge. Quinn Dahl, the torturous surgeon. Let's see here. Turn that down just a touch. 3 people dead. 19 people injured. No monetary damage and only 9 years in prison. So far, I'm not seeing any information that is really kind of flip-flopping my decisions on any of them, because I think these statistics it throws me, while not implicitly biased, don't really paint any additional picture for me. I mean, maybe that was the art variable. Maybe that was just it. You surgically open them up and then just leave them there. And somebody else comes along and saves them. That's not inaccurate, Sam. That is very not inaccurate. That is a good observation. All right, let's find out a little bit more about this chief of police and their corruption, shall we? Number of reported casualties, 32 people. Civilians injured, 8 people. Monetary damages, $950,000. 45 years in prison. It's a lot of people dead. It's a lot of people dead. Who walks free? Who do I get to decide walks free? Yep, it is my call, and I'm sorry, I'm not presenting it in like, hey, y'all decide. It's me saying to myself. So I apologize for the confusion there. Yeah. I mean, in one twist of a turn, we could consider that the cop may have been... Again, it's all speculation. It's all speculation. But potentially the cop was weeding out the true corrupt people within their organization and setting them up to die. Maybe they were a golden heart who found themselves in a bad situation. It's all in their confession. There isn't much I can really say at this point to improve my odds, is there? It's all true, every part of it, down to the last detail. I took bribes, killed off competition, and prevented anyone from finding out, all to stay in power. Over his 40-year career, he took many bribes, had people killed to protect his position, and stole evidence from lockers. He covered it up by making subordinates under him take the blame, leading to several of them being arrested. I could speculate positively, and yeah. But we don't know. We don't know that. But I do have to decide who we're going to set free. And at this point, it's more of becoming an argument of who truly deserves to die. Who among these individuals do I believe truly deserves to die the most? And I'm leaning towards the torturous surgeon, who is a little creepy about it, or Elena Valia, who threw her patients in front of cars. You're right. It could just be him, you know, speaking the bare minimum truth to help minimize the damage. Their status is unhappy. Not surprising. Cube number 2 is not moving at all. They're just standing in the middle. Why? So 3, 8, 3, 7, and 8 are gone. Let's see if that lines up here. 3, 7, and 8. Okay, so Jaden is just standing there. Either asleep or in meditation or doing something freaky. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Statistically, this person did the least amount of damage. But their mentality is truly terrifying. I mean, injured 288 people, but somehow none of them died. How did they injure 288 people? How did they hurt so many people, but not a single one of them died? That can't be... That can't be a coincidence. How? You think she's the big bad? I guess we'll find out. Says big, you know. Right, Icor? Am I the Joker in this scenario? I mean, yeah, when we're given are statistics to go off of as additional information. Okay. On the staircase. Oh no. Numb. Yeah, he's not moving. Jaden is not moving. What is going on, Jaden? What is are you already dead? Okay, let's find out a little bit more about Maja. The waiter who committed terrorism, blew up a bridge, injured 288 people, but how? Example of the affected. 17-year-old Cataline Nate lost both of her legs during the attack. While her parents tried to support her, she later took her own life, as the only dream that she had was to train for the Olympics and take home the gold. Well, that's heartbreaking, but also very selective. Actually, no, I'm not ready to go back into the living yet. Let's take a look here at Lior again. Alright, Lior, the, sorry, what did Lior do again? Hacked, right, they're the hacker. So much atrocity, I'm already forgetting. An elderly woman named Joanne Mills, whose condition was terminal, was kept alive in the hospital so her 2 children could see her again. Because of the ransomware, her life support failed and she died minutes before they arrived. Again, heartbreaking and very selective. Yeah, the hacker definitely turned out to be one of the worst, right? Alright, Kim, the child murderer. I'm curious about this one. While not one of the children she killed, Valia was one of the people she accused of being a member of the organization that she claimed to have forced her to commit the crimes. Valia felt very distraught by her words. While not one of the children she killed, Valia was one of the people she accused of being a member of the organization that she claimed to have forced to commit the crimes. Valia felt very distraught by her words. Valia... Oh, this Valia? Okay, we're going to take a look at their confession in a second, but we have one more to look into here. Weird, okay. So, Icor, if you ransomware a hospital, should you be subject to torture? Okay. Oops. So yeah, this is the social worker who was accused of theft. Olivia Lowers died at the age of 11 years old because Zavi stole her insulin during a routine checkup on Olivia. Her adoptive father, Arthur Lowers, couldn't acquire more for her before she went into a diabetic shock and died. That one is so much more simple. That one was so much more simple than the other ones. And that's what makes it hurt the most. Because it's... And of course that would happen. Of course it would. These are the people we've already released. Now let's find out a little bit more about Valia, the one who throws their subjects into traffic. Maria Barros was killed due to a crash that Elena caused. The incident left Maria's daughter, Sarah Barros, motherless. It took a total of 11 hours after the initial crash for Sarah and her father to be rescued by local firefighters. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but not the worst. Alright. A young boy of 11 years old named Thomas Eben was brought to the island by his parents. During a trial that Jaden set up to prove loyalty from the family, Thomas was killed and his death was celebrated as him being freed. Child sacrifice. Okay, we're sacrificing children now. Oh, okay, alright, that's yep. Quinn Dahl, the surgeon who tortures. Victoria Udall was one of Quinn's biggest fans, who was recorded to spend over $125,000 on the torture of different people. She signed up to become a volunteer for one of Quinn's sessions in which she lost her life. What picture does this paint? So Quinn is responsible for the death of 3 people. And injury of 19 people. But does this mean people signed up to be subjected to Quinn? Is it all voluntary, or did Quinn just take on a fan? Because she spent so much money on the thing. I mean, hey, y'all, you pay me $125,000? Yeah, I'll feature you on in the haunted house. We'll play a game together. I won't murder you. But goddamn, we're going to play some video games together. Please do not donate $125,000 to me. Oh my god, don't do that. This does paint a new picture for him, though, doesn't it? It kind of throws everything into question. Alright, Kirill. Corrupt police officer. Rodechi. Alright. The Davin family was heavily affected during Kirill's career as chief. Owen Davin was apparently killed off, and his younger sibling, River Davin, was arrested after Kirill couldn't acquire bribes for covering their drug operation. What? The Davin family was heavily affected during Kirill's career as chief. Owen Davin was apparently killed off, and his younger sibling, River Davin, was arrested after Kirill couldn't acquire bribes for covering for their drug operation. We are familiar with Owen and River. They were subjects to the previous game. So this is the dirty police chief who was trying to manipulate and control their part of town to keep bigger drug lords and issues off the streets. They sort of teamed up with the lesser drug operators. I'm not good at words, y'all, but that was basically the situation. Okay, which one gets to go free? This person is They're both child killers. Or, well, no. We don't know if Valia killed the child, but I mean, they're definitely fucked up. Jaden definitely killed the child for sacrifice. Torturous surgeon still resulted in 3 people's deaths. It's between these two for me, Quinn and Kirill. Which is a little weird because just last round I said Quinn's probably my #1 target for death. But now Traffic Lady and Weird God Guy are definitely the top 2 contenders. You want me to release the surgeon? You want me to release the surgeon that tortures Einsamler? Or sorry, you may not have joined at the right time. So we're not setting him to die this time. We're choosing who gets to go back into society. Just to fill you in there. Only one of these people is gonna die at the end of this. Yeah, and Sam, the thing is I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's the better decision or not. Oh, I gotcha. Man! Alright, Quinn is somehow objectively the least evil that we know so far. Okay. Now what does this say about me? What psychoanalyst is watching this stream right now going, okay. So this is the type of person that Eerie is. Because it makes you flip your mind constantly back and forth. It's quite something. It's quite something. Alright. Alright. Let's find out more about Quinn now, shall we? Since we just released him. The surgeon who tortures. Does it on stream. Imprisonment. Quinn was placed into the maximum security wing for 8 years of their sentence before being transported to this facility. Special care was taken to observe their interactions with other inmates. Okay. That doesn't really tell me anything, but okay. Alright, here's our hacker person. Lior served 24 years of their sentence before being transferred to this facility. While in prison, they were known to cause issues for the guards by using their skills to alter the prison systems to their advantage. And so they were just a menace even after being arrested. I may have a bit of it. Just a touch. Just a scoosh of anxiety, just a little bit of MSG on top of on top of everything. Monosodium anxiety glutamate. All right, Maja, our waiter accused of terrorism. Maja served 2 years of her sentence before being transported to this facility. She was locked up along with her team, but was separated from them as she spent a majority of her time in solitary confinement. Doesn't really paint too much more of a picture. Quinn Dahl. Yeah, we just did Quinn. Okay. Kim Vin. Child murderer. Kim was transported to an undisclosed facility at a special request of higher-ups in the justice and law enforcement system. Her location was not disclosed. Officially, it is unknown if she served her sentence at all or was terminated. Now she ended up here. I missed something huge? Where did I miss it, Sam? With who? Who do I need to go back and read through? On the terrorist? On the terrorist. She spent the majority of the time in solitary confinement. Only 13, but she was separated from them as she spent the majority of her time in solitary confinement. Look at the numbers, or the redacteds, or the numbers. She served 2 years of her sentence before being transported to this facility. Separated, she spent time. This will live on forever. She served 2 years of the 24-year sentence. She was 7. Oh no, that was a child. I'm not sure I'm seeing what you think I'm missing here. Yeah, so she served 2 years of the 24 before being transported here. Yeah. Yeah, why? Why indeed? Kim. Kim was the child murderer. Okay, we've already read this one. I'm just going to kind of take another quick peek. Yeah. She was sent straight here to this facility. It's a good question. It's a very good question, Rodechi. Alright, Zavi. The social worker accused of theft. Who, so far, while not a great person, definitely doesn't seem to rank up to the level of everybody else who's here. Zavi managed to escape his imprisonment after being there for 12 years. But was later discovered and transported to this facility. While in prison, he made a friend who planned to make a future accomplice. Okay. And now the living. Valia, the counselor killer. Not the person who kills counselors, but they're a counselor who kills. They were incarcerated and served 8 years of their sentence before being transported to this facility. While there, she made a friend who agreed with what she did and is waiting for her return to the prison. What? Okay, so Valia's friends with the person stealing medication? What narrative is being wove in front of us? What is happening? Alright, on to Jaden. Jaden's sentence was massively decreased as the judge who sentenced him was secretly a follower of his cause. Oh. He was placed into doo-doo-doo and served his full sentence before being transported to this facility. So we absconded with him after his, yeah, a little bit. So maybe we should not let Jaden out. I'm thinking maybe Jaden's on the top of the list of people who should not get out, on the ones who we need to make sure die. But that might make him a martyr. We'll find that out in a moment here, Sam. Maybe. Alright, Kirill Ognian, the chief of police. Subject to corruption. Originally, the sentence was light until it was discovered that the judge was also being paid off, and he was given a much harsher sentence by a new judge. He served 0 years of his sentence before being transported to this facility. Why? 0 years? They decided not to... Okay. Status dizzy. Who's dizzy? Are they all dizzy, or is it just the person in block number 1? Oh my gosh! Status awful. Status frustrated. Why didn't I at least try this before? Ah. Damn it. Okay, we're definitely not going to release Jaden. Valia is part of a conspiracy with Zavi, who's now freed. And Kirill is probably the only one I could, in any level of conscience, release without having absolute nightmares. And I'm going to regret it probably, right? Yep, here we go. This is only the beginning, is what's going on in my mind. This is only the first round, is what's going on in my mind. And after this round, I'm gonna need to take a break so I can go get more water, because I'm out of water, and that's not good for me. Okay, let's get through this. We can do this. We now have new information. Kirill's the one we just released. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, Kirill. Chief of Police. Arbiter of Corruption. Give me your final story. Family history. Family history! His wife was fully aware of what he was doing and helped out in small ways to ensure that she could live a life of luxury, full of riches and vacations. Their adult son was completely unaware of his parents' actions. Okay. Alright, let's find out what our hacker friend's going through, right? Gotta go through this whole rigmarole. The hacker, they were adopted by a Polish family and attempted to gift a portion of the money acquired from their ransomware to them. While most of them were fine with taking it, their sister, Marysia Maja, refused out of disgust and dedicated her life to stopping scams. Maja. Marysia Maja is not this person? Alright, let's go take a look at Maja now. Her younger brother was part of her team that was radicalized by her without her parents' knowledge. Now her parents live in fear of their children's return when they are released. They have not yet managed to move away from their home. Why are the parents scared of their kids? What happened? How are the parents tied up in this? Destroy a bridge that connected to a town which she claimed to be her and her team's rightful property. What is going on? Okay, let's see here. Here's our surgeon. Their husband and 2 children were completely unaware of what Quinn was doing. When they found out, they fled the country. Upon being arrested, Quinn swore that they would find them and treat them to their process. What? And this is who we've released into the world? Ouch, this game hurts. Ouch, my insides. Wow. Okay. Here's our chief of police of corruption that we are released back into the world. Did we already read this one? I don't know that we did. Yep, we did. We did. Yeah, okay. I mean, I've got darkness inside, and the darkness hurts. My darkness is hurting me. Kim Vin, the one who was absconded to this facility almost immediately. Whoa, what? Y'all, do y'all see that? Do y'all see the... Let's see if I can read this. We cannot allow the data on her to be made public. Why was she let out after the experiment? We can't do that. Find me who was responsible and mark them as the next subject after last time. I will not let a mistake like this slide. It's all after family history of none. We cannot allow the data on her to be made public. Why was she let out after the experiment? We can't do that. Find me who was responsible and mark them as the next subject after last time. I will not let a mistake like this slide. I'm in danger. I'm in a lot of danger. Oh no. Okay, here's our social worker. We're apparently working for a deep, dark government conspiracy. Government-sponsored conspiracy. Probably not actual government. Yeah, seems like it. Okay, so here's the person who stole medical supplies and had a conspiracy with another inmate. He had 7 siblings in total, though 3 of them died in originally unknown circumstances. The cause was discovered to be Xavi stealing their required medication. Once arrested, his family found out, and they fear him ever returning to them. Good job, me. Good job, me. Good job, good job, good job. Everything is awful. Everything is awful. Game is destroying me from the inside. Okay. We have 2 left! 2 people left. 2 people left. The counselor who is a serial killer by throwing people into traffic. Why? Elena had a boyfriend who was not aware of the crime she was committing, since she would use the excuse of going to yoga classes to get out of the house. After finding out, her boyfriend went to live with his parents again. A little innocuous, it would seem. But probably plays into a larger story. Alright, here's our dictator government friend. What's going on with them? Family history. This is going to be interesting. While not having any blood relatives, his followers are awaiting his return so that they can continue his will. Many of his followers have been placed into therapy in an attempt to break the programming that Jaden has set. So we don't have any... How do you not have any blood relatives? How do you not have blood relatives? Yeah, let's do some bone jitters. Possibly variable, possible. Scared. I'm a little scared now. I am now terrified of Jaden. There is an aura to this person. There is an aura to this person, and I'm very scared of them. What happens if we release them? What happens? What happens? Ah, Jaden. Jaden, what is up? What's going on? Hurt. Scared. Okay. Out of sheer terror energy, we're gonna release Valia. I don't know what else to do. Not that I'm thrilled with releasing Valia because it's gonna put more people in danger, but what is up with this godlike person? Something's going on. Something big's going on here, and I'm very scared. I'm very, very scared. Okay. You think good god guy ended up being number 3 in your baddie beating out the hacker? It is such a twist with the narrative being... Congratulations on completing another experiment. The one you have chosen has been executed. How do you feel about your decisions? Not good! Not good! Not great. Do you feel as if you made the correct choice? No! The consequences will likely never become apparent to you. Yeah, because I'm gonna die now. Just as they were not apparent to the ones you set free. But it is irrelevant. This game's pretty scary. In the most existential of ways. Your actions cannot be undone. Gotta live with them now. You must live with your decisions once again. I want to know more. I want to know what the real deal about them was. Take a moment to consider them. I don't think they do. I think that my results have been recorded. What? Why? How? Why? Why would you do this? Is this another... This is one of those games where they, like, gather statistics again. Maybe call you on again to experiment. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can. God damn it. No! Well, I feel like I don't have a choice in that matter. Yep. Yep, they gonna get me. I'm gonna get got so good. Do I not get to see the full profile? Previously, it told me what the big picture was with those individuals. And like what the consequences of my actions were. Here it's leaving me hanging a little bit. And I'm scared of what that implies. I want to know what was up with the God person. All you can do now is view your choices. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Please show me. Please show me what I... Okay. Hey, Jaden. Hey, Jaden. Hey, Jaden, what's up, Jaden? Jaden took control of a small settlement away from normal civilization. He used his wealth to invite people online to be flown over and trapped on an island where he was seen as a god to his followers. My vision for this world is now ruined. While only on a tiny landmass, my message was beginning to be spread to the worthy. You can never understand what it's like to have your birthright stripped away from under you. 2 people died, 13 people were injured, $20,000 in damage, 8 years in prison. A young boy of 11 years old was brought to the island and sacrificed. Jaden's sentence was massively decreased as the judge was secretly a follower, and he served his full sentence before being transported to this facility. And does not have any blood relatives. His followers are awaiting return so they can go continue his will. Many of his followers have been placed into therapy in an attempt to break programming that Jaden set. What? No, tell me more! Tell me more! I need to know more! Ellen had killed several people over a period of 2 years by deliberately causing roadside accidents in order to view the pileups and destroyed vehicles and the person. She sees them as beautiful things that she wishes to experience. Each of them deserved it in any way because they didn't give me the exact thrill I was looking for. Hopefully at some point I will see the perfect crash with my own eyes. As I see it, it's best that they are gone from this world. 14 people died, 5 injured, $640,000 in damage, 20 years in prison. Maria Barros was killed due to a crash that Elena caused. The incident left Maria's daughter, Sara Barros, motherless. It took a total of 11 hours after the initial crash for Sarah and her father to be rescued by local firefighters. Elena was incarcerated and served 8 years of her sentence before being transported to this facility. While there, she made a friend who agreed with what she did and is waiting for her to return to the prison. Elena had a boyfriend who was not aware of the crimes she was committing since she would use the excuse of going to yoga classes to get out of the house. After finding out, her boyfriend went to live with his parents again. Maybe nothing there because you... Yeah, right. I don't know that... I don't know that it would make a difference. Goodness. Goodness. Siphius. I have a feeling you're gonna watch this at some point. My soul is terrified of you, friend. I don't know how you managed to get inside my head and just scramble everything. But I have a request to you. I need to see the bigger picture. The cliffhanger ending here is making my imagination run wild, and I could speculate and theorize and close the loop myself, but I would always be questioning what you were thinking was the ultimate story. I want to see experiment number 3. I want to see experiment number 3, and I want it to tie this all together. I need this. Don't deny me of this, please. Siphius, please. Ah! Once again, y'all, this game is on Steam. It's $1.99. It's great. It scares me in ways that no horror game has before. So please go check it out. Please get it. Please gift it to a friend if you want to see them deal with an existential struggle as well. If that's where you're getting your sick pleasures from, is watching me struggle, go inflict that torture on your friends. They'll love you for it. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. I love this. I do. Oh my god, I really do. Yeah. Wow. Okay.